Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
All right. Just had to turn my YouTube channel on. And so peace to the guys and goddesses out there. Once again, this is Brother Sakim coming at you on Key Life Productions. And I have Brother James Owens. And he says he is from the planet Nibiru. And we also agree that the Nuwapian nation has been infiltrated. So, let me ask you that question that I usually ask everybody. Um, when did you come to this knowledge, or when did you come to the? Is there some static? Can you hear me?
You can hear me? I can't hear you that good. Can you hear me?
It's a little bit of static. You got earphones on or something? Or
Yeah, I got it. Let me see. Take the earphones out. You hear me?
yeah, yeah.
All right.
I think that's a lot better. So when did you come to the knowledge that you know? When did you come to the conclusion that the Nuwabian nation has been infiltrated? And when did you come to the conclusion that you are actually from the planet Nibiru? If that's exactly what you were saying, I don't want to quote you, on the wrong way.
Well, I came to the knowledge dealing with who people know at Dr. Malachi York, who is really Marduk, in 1994, and I was doing a lot of traveling then. I was not only studying Dr. Malachi York, I was also under Yahweh Ben Yahweh in Miami, Florida. But to answer your question, when I came to the acknowledgement of knowing who I am, this is when my DNA exploded. Because we all have, not every black, so-called black person, but the ones that are selected to be really aware of what's going on in the elders and the ones who are elders who come to the corner of being incarnated from a woman in this dimension on this physical plane. So I came to the knowledge who I am, just the same as Dr. Malachi York acknowledged that he was Marduk and he was an elder and that he had to come here and teach and reincarnate to come back. Yes, and the planet Nibiru is Nibiru. Nibiru is a plural. That's why I got Biru. Like you got Natiru. Natiru. Natiru, the ru is for plural, mean many. So when you say Nibiru, that means more than one. So when you say Nibir, or Nir, that's just one. That's what we call the mother crab or the father crab. Nibiru is like it's a planet. It's like Earth. It's livable like Mars and the rest of the planets that can be inhabited. Um, it was built. Nibiru was built by the Etherians. The Etherians are beings who we are in our gas forms before we become humans, as with the development of what it takes to make up the human with all the gases and the minerals and the plasma and everything that make up the human body. Okay, the human body. That's why I say you come from dirt, so with dirt you return. So when you get buried, they put you back into dirt, and then that's just a recycle. It's nothing wasted because worms eat. The soil get replenished from the minerals of our body and stuff like that. So yeah, dealing with who they call Dr. Malachi York, I just wanted the people to know that he's my nephew. He's actually Marduk. That's Inky's son. I am Enlil, who they call the Nurgia, the Nurnir. Okay, and I have many other names as well. Um, like I said, though, I came under the teaching of my nephew in 1994, and I had to be taught by my nephew because he was Marduk. If you go back into the cuneiform or the cuneiform tablets, you will see about Marduk, or who they call Murdoch. you will see why Marduk or Mardar was chosen, who is Dr. Malachi York, to be the leader in the head and to go on his mission as he went on his mission and come get his family. Because there's two sides of the family, what a lot of people don't understand. There's two sides of the family. There's my side of the family, which come from my mother's side of the family. And then you got Marduk, who is Dr. Malachi York. You got his side of the family. And Inky, who is my brother, we have the same father, which is Anu. But Inky have a different mother, and I have a different mother. That's just like if you have a sister or a brother and y'all have different fathers or different mothers, y'all still carry the same bloodline of that same parent, but the different parent have a different bloodline. So your sister is actually your half sister because y'all share the same parent as a mother or a father, but it's not your whole sister because y'all don't share the same exact blood from mother and father. So there's two generations of you and your brother or you and your sister that have a different father or different mother. You see what I'm saying? That's the same with Enlil and Inky. That's the same with Dr. Malachi York. So when he tell you in a lot of his literature, his sole purpose was to come here and save the children of the Anunnaki or Anunnaki. And that's another thing that I want to display while I'm here with you on this video, that it's a difference between the Anunnaki and the Anunnaki. The one with the Q and the one with the K. Because when we came on our mission, there was other selected species that was chosen to come with us on our mission. And we also created species, to be scouters for us, to go look for stuff on other planets. So we created them just for that, which was called Rumadians. We created them, which people know as graves. There are different species of graves.
Okay. So all right. So there's a lot of Nuwapians out there because the word Nuwapian. First of all, they said that he has. Hey, you there?
Can you repeat that again?
Yeah, because someone said that he actually let's say translated the word Nuwapian or no, that it told what the word Nuwapian means, but I'm not sure of any proof of that. But because as far as I know, Nuwapian means just to someone that's a scientist or a researcher, to go by the facts and never try to have your own opinion. And I say that to say this: there's a lot of people out there that are now pretty much just sitting down and believing a lot of stuff without proof, and that's not how the master teacher taught us. And I guess that would bring us around to you say that the Nuwapian nation was infiltrated by the Meldekians. Can you go in on that?
Well, if you know about how the master teacher taught us, and if you are one, okay, we deal with three principles, right? We deal with three principles. We deal with experience, we deal with evidence, and we deal with sound reason. A lot of people don't use these instruments because a lot of people doesn't have sound reason. They may have reason, but not sound reason. And I'm quite sure you know that men's and the women, we function different. You know what I'm saying? From the left and the right brain thing. So men do a lot of reason, and women also can do reason as well because we come from the women. But the portion of us that make us as more dealing with sound reasoning as men, because men do things that a lot of women don't do. And then dealing with sound reason, I took it to another level to give you super sound reason. And the reason why I came with super sound reason because a lot of Nuwabians claim that they are dealing with sound reason. So I came with super sound reason to succeed the sound reason that they so-called use, and to make them even think about the things that they're doing that they think they can get away with, because Murdoch said, "Can you fool a Nuwabian?" And the answer was no. They can't fool me. They can fool some of the new Nuwabians that coming in, or maybe some of the old heads who's in line, or maybe feel in place to be elders, to be guiding the younger ones that's coming in now. And majority of them is just going along with the plans, or they themselves are Meldekians, shapeshifters who are disguising themselves to lead a nation of people to be thinking that we as Anunnaki or Anunnaki are here to eat people. We're not here to eat people. So when you go into the teachings and stuff like that, and you will see that Dr. Malachi York, who's known as Marduk, Nuwabian, and other different names, you will see what he was saying, always and new. He couldn't do nothing with that new. When he went through his initiation, he was saying that he need this, he need that. Then he realized he needed nothing but that new. Then he was always saying that, the Anunnakis, they did this, they did that, they did that. And then when he was trying to teach them the different cultural settings, as like Tamaran, for the people that don't know, the Egyptians, who some people say they are the sand people, the pygmies, Puthites, or whatever you want to say about these so-called sand people, who the Nibiru supposed to have created before the Anunnakis got here. But I'm going to show tonight that that is wrong. That's false teaching. And I had challenged a lot of Nuwabians to come forward with where were the Nibiru, if they're not the same as the Anunnaki, where were the Nibiru when the planet Tiamat, which is known as Earth today, was going through its destruction with the battle of Nibiru and the Meldekian. When one of the wings crashed into the Earth.
Keep talking. I'll be right back.
There wasn't no humans on Earth, period. There wasn't no humans. So I like to address that question to the Nuwabians with the P.
Yeah.
Where was, if the Nibiru and the Anunnakis are not the same being, where was the Nibiru when Nibiru and the Meldekian was warm with each other, and the planet Tiamat, or the planet Earth, had one of the wings, the left wing, through inside of the planet Earth to make the black sun? Where was the people at then? There was no people on the Earth then. There was no people. So I need them to explain that to the people, because they're saying that the Anunnakis and the Nibiru are not the same. When thousands of times Malachi York had made the statement that the Nibiru and the Anunnakis are the same. It's just a different name of saying Anunnaki. You know what I'm saying? Just a different name. Now, to get back to the infiltration part, the Meldekians was here on this planet Earth way before the crash. And that's another thing that they fail to realize or explain to the people. Way before the crash, the Meldekian was here on Earth, and other beings was here. And Dr. Malachi York told them that this was like a vacation place for other beings that used to come here and travel and stuff, and they'll just come here. But the Meldekians was living inside of the water before we came here. And there were no human beings at all. There were no human. So when Marduk came from all the other incident that went on with Nibiru, and Nibiru straightened up the planet for us to get the minerals that we need, like Zahab, which we call gold, and other minerals and stuff, we came up with the idea to create a being that can work for us, so we didn't have to do the work, or the lower class didn't have to do the work. Because there's levels of Anunnaki. There's different classes and ranks of us. So the lower class was working in the mines, and they was complaining. You know what I'm saying? So And that's another thing. People need to get off that spookism about Sky Daddy when you're dealing with Anunnaki. These are real beings, just like me and you. Talk just like me and you. Got nappy hair, just like me and you. The only thing that's different is, let's just say someone who have a PhD compared to a kid that's in the 3rd grade. The person that has a PhD have experienced life already. They have an education, a well-known education to do stuff and know stuff than a person that's or a child that's in the 3rd grade. So that's the comparison that I'm placing with the supreme beings compared to humans. Humans, when they first came about and being created and stuff and procreated, they didn't know nothing about the knowledge that we was giving them. They had no idea of what was going on, nothing. We had to teach humans everything. So to get back to answer your question about the infiltration with the Meldekians, is if you look at all the actual facts, new booklets and stuff that's coming out, it's against all the so-called old stuff. So it's basically against the Anunnakis. That's basically what they're doing. The Meldekians is turning Nuwabu around against Nuwabu, if you can understand that. They turning it against the old and making it into a new, so they can come with their cycle of how they want to run this planet, because they always was here. And they didn't want to have nothing to do with us Anunnaki being here on Tiamat. So we just came here to get something to replenish our planet, and then, beings that was already here feel like, you intruding. You know what I'm saying? So we made a patch with them. We made a patch with these beings. But these beings had never liked us. Never. And always was trying to get rid of us and rid of what we was doing. And even with the humans, after they start mixing with them and shape-shifting and stuff like that, they took over the most powerful knowledge on this planet, so they can draw people in and control them the way that they want to control them, and not the proper way that Marduk or Dr. Malachi York came to show a lot of people. So that's why you got a lot of Nuwabians, like with the B and the P, going against each other with the old and the new, and some saying, well, after 2002 or whatever, if you ain't hear nothing from Dr. Malachi York after he got locked up, all that other stuff is just something what he or she are saying, not actual something that someone knows besides the one who claiming that it's coming from a man that's locked up in a so-called prison, and he's sending messages out and sending out, curriculum updates, which is false. We already know that. So that's the whole thing of the infiltration can be seen clearly from the new updates, so-called updates going against the old.
So the what is it? The Pata rocks and the
actual facts.
Yeah, natural facts. You're saying that that he's not really writing those?
No, he's not writing the actual fact. Look, I got an actual fact book right here. You can see it?
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, I got my own bookstore. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I got my own bookstore. I got all the books. I got access to the books and everything, even to the actual facts, the parts of all of that. I don't read and study all of that stuff. And that's where I can, I'm working on books now. I got books that I'm working on myself. And I'm going to expose them for what they have done and what they're trying to do. And people like me, they would try to get rid of, assassinate my character, made me look dumb for even saying that I am Enlil, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't dumb when Dr. Malachi York came to say that he was Murdoch.
Yeah, can you?
And the reason and the reason why they agreed with this man, because this man was coming with a lot of information and affirmation that they weren't equipped for at the time. But this information always have been around. This information and affirmation is nothing new what Marduk grown. He only gathered what was already here, what we already had placed here. So he just gathered and put it in a form where people can understand and overstand and understand. So everybody gonna grab what they can from it, and you know, you use it to the best of your ability in life. But the ones that, you know, was chosen, because he said that about the 144,000, the elite, the rebirth of the elite ones. Okay, he said that with the crown, and I got the crown tatted on me right here. You know what I'm saying? So it's serious than the average person thinks. It's not about Dr. Malachi York going to prison or the so-called alleged crimes that he have done. It's not about that. It's not about following a man who we thinking is God, or, you know, the doctrines that he made and stuff supposed to be better than everybody. Because I researched everything Dr. Malachi York have ever wrote, and I know where a lot of sources come from. That's why I say a lot of people out there putting stuff out there like Chuck Morgan, and then you got Nuwapian, who's saying that Dr. Malachi York plagiarized a lot of stuff. He took this from that, he took this from that.
Yeah.
Well, I got an answer for all of that. Nobody on this earth came up with nothing original. You can't show me not one thing on this earth original that somebody didn't get from something else. There's nothing original on this planet Earth. Nothing. No car, no rubber, no pencil, no phones, no electricity. None of that is original. Nothing that man have ever so-called came up with is original. It always came from something. And another man took from another man and added and added and added. That's all we can do. You can never come up with something that you think that you created yourself. It's impossible. So to deal with the character assassination of Dr. Malachi York, plagiarizing, that's not true. Only thing he did was show people information, and he even showed you in some of his books where he got the information from and told you to read these authors' books. Some information he may left out. That was for you to research and find out where it came from, so he can, you know, put it together and show you how it all fit as a puzzle, where all information is all scattered out, where he went and got it and just brought it all together. Where a lot of people in the circumstances like that, you would have took many years to do what this man have done for you and put it in a book or a pamphlet for you to read when he did all the research for you. Now, he told you to check it out, meaning go research behind me. Just don't believe what I'm telling you, because I could be telling you a lie.
Right.
So you just going to believe me, or you going to go check it out. And that's what majority of us need to do, check out what the man is saying. So, and that's where a lot of conflict come in at, because some people get confused on what he's saying and what they think he's saying, where they think this come from, and that's where all the confusion come from.
Right. I know I had a thought in my head, it is gone. But the lawyers, Victoria Brashad and her husband, that sits there and tells everybody, yeah, send us this money, we're working to get them out, we're going overseas and everything like that. What do you think about this?
Well, first of all, let's use sound reason. Let's use sound reason on this. We got Dr. Malachi York, which is a man who's sovereign, who are a diplomat, okay, a diplomat, a general from another country, but over here doing work. Now, if you lock up a general or any type of diplomat from any other country, you cannot have an American lawyer trying to represent them. That's impossible. You never name one time or show me anywhere in history where you've seen a diplomat get arrested and you've seen any type of lawyer from that country trying to represent a diplomat. It never happened, because no one where a diplomat got arrested at besides his own country is not liable to represent a diplomat. They have laws and stuff already set up for this. That's why if a diplomat get arrested, they got to call a higher power in that country to vouch for that diplomat being transported or being released. That's it. It ain't no going to trial and it ain't none of that. It ain't none of that stuff.
Could you move over just a little bit?
With her claiming to be his lawyer, that's false. That's straight up false, bro. She worked under the bar of what it is, British. Because every lawyer got to take that bar. If you go look up the bar and see who started all this lawyer stuff, you will see who the head of the lawyers. Mm-hmm. They cannot represent a diplomat. I'm sorry. Those are false lies.
Yeah, young Farrell was speaking on that, and I was looking at him, and I checked it out, and I was like, damn. So, man, I remember sitting up in the mirrors, and these people just come in there. It was these about 3-4 ladies come up in there, and they say they had these degrees and everything like this. And yeah, I was gonna ask you to move over a little because you seeing like half your face. But and next thing I know, everybody start getting up, dancing and shouting and everything. I'm like, because these 3 ladies is talking about, oh, we just spoke to the master teacher and he's in good he's smiling and he's telling everybody that he's happy and feeling good, and everybody start jumping around. I'm like, damn, what is this, a Baptist church? And I'm like, they just sitting down and just believing. Nobody's researching. Nobody's is somebody coming in with some papers and say, I just spoke to the master teacher, and then all the leaders have to do, or the mayor, the speakers, all they have to do is back them up, and the people go crazy. And man, I'm like, I'm sitting there. I mean, it's crazy. They look like Jim and Tammy Baker to me. Victoria and her husband. I mean, it's sad.
They got Mario.
Huh?
Yeah, her husband named Mario.
Mario. Yeah, I never knew his name, but they it's crazy, man. And somebody gonna ask me, Nuwapian brother asked me, why would they be lying? I'm like, why wouldn't they be lying? They making a ton of money off you. They found a cash cow and they sitting there pretty. I'm talking about, and people are still pouring money into that account. And it's crazy what they doing to the master teacher, man. He's sitting in there and like, but the boy Nupu, I actually have him, as a friend on Instagram, and we went through it. We went through it, quite a few times, and he tried to get me with some things, but I haven't talked to him lately. But he would probably like to sit down with you because you said you have, what you said earlier. You said you can answer all those questions and knock them out the box, and
matter of fact, the guy Nupu, him and Chuck Morgan, Nupu, me and him actually had a couple of words and stuff, like when he be posting. I come on there because I videos and stuff. I get his videos. I was in one of the groups, Nupu versus Nuwabian and stuff like that. But I was trying to explain to him the difference between the Nuwabian and the Nuwabian, the one with the P and the B. But he was saying, well, you guys are all the same. You fall under a guy that molested people. He plagiarized stuff. He's lying about this, he's lying about that. So it doesn't matter. Y'all all the same. Y'all all under the same spell of this man. So he know me very well, but he know me under the name Nuwapian. So when he see this video, if he does, he's gonna be like, okay, that's Nuwapian right there. Instead of James Owens. So I was known as Nuwapian to him. And on my page that I used to like go back and forth with him and his wife and Chuck Morgan and the rest of them. And they was asking questions and stuff that I was answering. I even gave them the roots to some of the questions that they were asking. Like one question they were saying, I'm trying to think about it. Where he's saying it was in another language, and it meant like town or something in town. I went and showed him, you know, what it means. Then he went and looked up and said, "Yeah, you're right. That's what it means, but it ain't got nothing to do with the meaning that they saying it means." Then I told him, "You got to go do more research than where you just found that at, because what language is that? That's Hindu. That's Hinduism. That these people calling themselves that name and using that word." So I was telling him that's why Dr. Malachi York was a very intellectual being, because he had already did the etymology on all this stuff. He don't did the breakdown of the dialects back to the language. So he knowing what stuff coming from. And me as well, also backtracking my nephew, I also know what stuff come from too. That's why I told Tarnus, I say go deeper. You got to go back to that. That is not the original language. Those are not even original people. So you going off something off YouTube that's saying this, and that's not even the original language or the original people. That's using this word. You got to take that word back before those people was here, and who was using that language before those people.
Do you think that?
You'll get your answer.
Yeah, I would like to have you two sit down on on the show, you two, and just just go ahead and. But I asked him a while back, do you want? Because I have another brother named Talib, and Talib goes in. He don't give a shit. And I asked him, did he want to? Since he's always talking, do he want to sit down and debate or talk with Talib or talk with any of these Nuwapians? And he kept declining. And I'm like, why is this guy declining? He got all this information, but he's declining. But I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna talk to him, and I see, do he want to sit down and and we get this thing going. But that's if it's cool with you.
Oh yeah, I'm cool, man. Listen, my thing, I've been doing this for years, right? I don't talk like thousands. When I say thousands, it's not like me exaggerating. I don't talk like thousands of people from different cultures, different walks of life. I don't talk Hebrew Israelites. I don't talk Christians. I don't talk Muslims. All different divisions of Muslims. I don't talk Catholics. I don't even talk Masons, Mormons, Jehovah's Witness.
I used to be that.
I've been in so many debates throughout my years, 20 years of debating. You know what I'm saying? So this nothing new to me. You know what I'm saying? I love doing this. That's my whole purpose of incarnating. The whole purpose of incarnating is to come back to get my people. You know what I'm saying? And that's why Marduk, when he came, who is known as Dr. Malachi York, he came for his people. He came, when I say his people, his bloodline. That's why he was showing you the traces of his bloodline all the way back. All the way back to Ben York and all that. I go all the way back to Ben York. But when it's separated from Enlil to Inky. Because he's going to go back to Inky. His father is Inky. That's what I'm trying to tell the people. That's his father, Inky. So he's going to trace his roots all the way back to Inky and Nu. See? So when I do my research and show the people my bloodline of where I come from all the way from now, it's going to be a little different, but the same path as what Dr. Malachi York told, because we have the same people, same blood. We travel through the same line, which is different.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
He never claimed John Hanson. He never claimed John Hanson. But John Hanson he run through my family. He run through my family as well.
Okay.
So when people really do this and get like a grip and stop taking it as like, okay, it's just principles. Because a lot of people studying like Egyptologists and stuff like Egypt, they becoming Egyptologists and all this stuff by studying the Egyptian stuff, but not the way Dr. Malachi York taught it, but just going off of different stuff that they seen on YouTube from True Rossetti or they may see, some other brothers who teaching on the culture of Egyptians and stuff, and they, start following that path. And a lot of them just as lost as well. But they wearing the and they saying Ma'at and all this different stuff and the laws and all that, but they have no clue really of what they talking about. Then they go to break down principles as like, nature. Said that the nibiru is just nature, just wind, earth, fire. No, it's way bigger than that, bro. We dealing with humans. We dealing with beings that was actually physical beings like me and you that just have more power. That's it. It was actually the Egyptians or the Tamarans. These people actually worship real beings, real people, not masses. People wearing, masses all the time or some image like the sun or something like that. And no, these was real people. Now the sun was it wasn't worship, but it was looked at more as the high power as giving thanks, but not the higher power as the creator of all things. But knowing that, we need the sun to live, and without the sun, there wouldn't be none of us. So in that perspective, that's the way the Egyptians looked at the sun, not as they worship the sun as that's the almighty, powerful thing that created the multiverses. Not in that perspective.
Right. What you see for the Nuwabian nation? Like, what do you think is going? The future of the nation? You think that I don't know. I'm say what revived, or you think it could be saved, or what? Where do you see the Nuwabian nation going?
Well, the Nuwabian nation, the ones that with the P, I see them just as another group as like Christians. You got many different divisions, the divisions of Christians. That's how the Nuwabian is going. You're gonna have the ones that's gonna be sticking to the old, then you're gonna have the ones just coming in and they're gonna be with the new because it's like a fashionable thing to wear the double arm and look all good in this attire, and you got a gathering of people that actually saying they love you, they doing stuff for you, they teaching you stuff, y'all meeting, and it just the energy itself, can suck a person in without them actually knowing or going back to find out everything that actually took place from, the scrolls and stuff being written from when they first were putting out to the time of right now from the actual facts and the Apotarot. They'll see that the energy shift. The energy shifted when the Apotarot and the actual facts came down. They try to mix some of the energy of the old in with the new and try to make it just like all blend in. So that's a whole nother bunch of confusion right there that a lot of the Nuwabians is not going to be able to understand. And some of them never read the Holy Tablet.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the new Nuwabians just coming in never read the Holy Tablet, never read some of the old scrolls. They just on Apotarot and actual fact.
Right.
That's all they know.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right.
But I got something. Think about this here, right? Dr. Malachi York said he named states that's gonna be like wiped out. Florida was one of them, New York, California, and you seeing what's going on with these places. He said Georgia is where we should be. It's, because we got the mountain builders here. A lot of our people, this is Atlantic. So I'm wondering why the Nuwabian is trying to go to Africa. Do Sue York or whatever his name. Why is you trying to take these people to Africa? Georgia, but you trying to go way over here to Africa. And you can come right here in Georgia, where all this energy is resonating at, because this is what we're supposed to be right here in Georgia. Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, all these places right here is linked. It's linked to the energy of our ancestors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he told you that.
Yeah. I want to know something too. You something that you brought up. What exactly do you think of the Ankh tweet?
The double Ankh?
Yes.
The double Ankh is the double cross. That's why it's a double cross. It And matter of fact, I had posted something on the double and I was showing you these. Okay, you know the sign Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
Baltimore got a sign with it's like a cross with two layers in it, like the double
Mm-hmm.
All right, I had posted something on that, and I was showing, that ain't nothing but the sign of disagreeable. That's the disagreeable being sign. That's why they put the double on there, and they thinking it's something like cool or it's a new fashion or everybody wearing one we wear two. But the double is just the double cross of Marduk or Dr. Malachi York. And it's in their face showing you the double when they're trying to, because if you break, okay, I'm gonna break it down. The first of all, let's break down the Let's separate the shin, because the top part, the circle part, is a shin. The bottom part, like a T, is called a tar. It's called a tar, right? So you put the shin and the tar together, you got a Now you got two tar, and then you got one shin. You got two tar and one shin. That's all they did. They put one shin and they put two tar, which is the double cross. You know what I'm saying? And if you do the research on that, that don't even make sense. They're trying to make something make sense and make it look fashionable and good. But when you really look at it, that's the sign of Baphomet. And not saying Baphomet is a bad sign once you know how to break down the whole thing of Baphomet.
Yeah.
But the people that into Baphomet like that and stuff like that, they thinking it's evil and this and that. But you had people that was misled wearing these signs, that was misleading the masses, that was stealing from the masses, food, killing, and all of this other stuff going on that was wearing that sign. Masons and all these other people that practice other different crafts and stuff from these other beings, disagreeable beings, and they passed down these signs. And these signs came all the way to the Nuwabians. You never seen Dr. Malachi York wear a double cross. Nowhere near Nuwabian can show me Dr. Malachi York with a real picture of him wearing a double cross. You'll never find it.
Mm-hmm.
Never find Dr. Malachi York wearing a double cross.
No.
But they draw him with pictures wearing a double cross.
Yeah.
To make it look like it's acceptable to wear a double cross when it's not.
Wow. Yeah.
That's a double cross.
Misrepresentation. Man. Man, I was when I was walking around, when I was wearing it, I was trying to defend it and everything and all like that. But you have to come to that conclusion sooner or later that, man, where did it come from? I never seen him wear it. Like, and then they say, so somebody said that he's yeah, you know what they said? They said the Pataraks, and this is what one of my mentors told me, because he's deep into it. And he told me that the Pataraks and the I keep saying, oh wait, that's damn Jehovah Witness. I used to be a Jehovah Witness, but they saying that the people, yeah, natural facts. They saying that the people who go to the prison to see him, right? They while they talking to him, he actually talks. You can still hear me?
I had to grab my charger, charge my phone up. So yeah. The people were saying that they who was going to see him in prison actually saying that he's the one authorized this so-called double right?
No. What I was going to say, the people that they say that the people that you're upside down. Yeah, the people that go to the prison to see him, he tells them by word of mouth what to put in the Pataraks and the right into the actual books. Facts. Yeah, the actual facts into the books, and they memorize it, and then they come out and they they tell the people what he said and they write it into the books. I'm looking at wait a minute. if this is going on and we know it out here, how the hell could that people that put him away, that kidnapped him, not know this? If the information is what they want to keep from us, and he holds the information, how the hell is he letting them tell them what to put him in the books? Like,
right. That's using common sense. You know, you don't even got to use sound reason for that. If people stop this man for actually putting out the information and stuff that he was putting out, why would they put him in a so-called prison underground and still let him release information that got him in a situation, so-called situation that he's in now? Don't make sense. And then again, if you go back and do research, you'll see that all the people that was in that maximum prison in Colorado or any maximum prison, that they are allowed to take pictures. Why we never seen an actual picture with them taking a picture of Dr. Malachi York? They never brought back a picture. They only brought back words of what he said and you know, to do this and do that, but they never brought back a picture of him. Why they, you know, when they supposedly went to see him. You can take a picture.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing wrong with taking a picture. In a maximum place, you still can take a picture. If you can release information, you know, you can take a picture. If you can use the phone, you can take a picture.
Wow.
What a picture gonna do?
Yeah.
If you can talk on the phone, you still have access to release information that they don't want you to release. So they might as well bring in a camera and take a picture of you, because you still is a human. You still get rights to get visit, phone calls. I mean, what a picture's at?
That make you.
Nobody never brought back no actual footage of them going to see Dr. Malachi York.
That make you wonder if anybody ever went to visit him. Like, and but that's crazy. Another thing too. I sent you the videos that I, you know, me and the brother did, Talib, and they still saying that Donald Trump is reviewing the papers that they sent to pardon the master teacher. And like you said, it's common sense. You don't even have to go by no sound right reasoning. Donald Trump, of all people. First of all, Obama wasn't thinking about the shit anyway, because he's part of the damn system. I took the book out like you see, and I showed him in the book where he said that the president is part of the system. And they are relentless in telling you that Donald Trump, the Donald Trump, or what you call it, that Donald Trump and his folks, that the Donald Trump and his folks is reviewing this, and I'm like, come on, man, like, I ain't trying to insult nobody, but how goddamn dumb can you be?
See, this is another thing. See, people who've been studying for a while, because I got like damn 30 years under my belt with this. People who've been studying for a while, as a Nuwabian, you can't fool them. You just won't make sense of the stuff you're saying. Now, to the ordinary people or new Nuwabians coming in or the masses, you can place things together to fool them because they don't know. They haven't studied. They haven't been there. They haven't done none of that stuff. They haven't interact like where they have forces within them to know that it's not right. Okay, basically what I'm saying is Dr. Malachi York got a book that he wrote, Leviathan, the book of Leviathan, the Bible.
Yeah.
The Bible. Okay. The pictures that he got on that book, Donald Trump supposed to have been one of those persons that was on that book way before Donald Trump even became president. He had Donald Trump's face on there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it or not.
Yeah, I seen it. Had blonde hair.
Faces on that book.
Had yellow.
Before he even came to president.
Mm-hmm.
He got different faces on there from different countries. Showing these are the Leviathan that's controlling and tearing down stuff. And Trump was one of them. Now all of a sudden, this book was written way before Donald Trump was thinking about being a president.
Yeah.
So he become president, and then they thinking this man gonna part, this man who already forecast or what he gonna do. to this planet, and y'all seeing what's going on with Donald Trump, and you saying that this man gonna pardon somebody who really tried to do something good for this planet, for someone who's destroying this planet and its people, because he don't give a damn about nothing really but power.
Mm-hmm.
And he's being used as a puppet as well.
Yeah.
So he gonna do what he can do.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I keep telling him the president is not controlling everything like you think he is. So I mean, that's like common sense too. Because damn, every time he tries something, he gotta go to what, Congress or something like that, and they can veto his shit and say, no, you can't do that. And I mean, people gotta look at this. If Donald Trump just jumped up one day and said, okay, I'm gonna get Dr. York out of there. I'm gonna tell these black people where they came from. I'm gonna explain, exactly who they are and what we doing to them is bad. Do you know what would happen to Donald Trump? Like the same thing happened to Kennedy. He get his head blown off or disappear or something. Something's gonna happen to him. Ain't no damn way. Ain't no way in the world this guy. So you can tell, even if he wants to do it, even if Obama wanted to help, Obama got children. They take his children out, just like they did Kennedy. They don't care. Like, what are these people thinking, man? I mean, like, damn, it's common sense. Like, for real.
That's what I'm saying. They just reaching. They gonna reach and throw stuff out there for the people who don't know, so they can capitalize off that and get finance. So the more they saying that President Obama gonna help, more money they was getting when he was president. Now Trump is the president, they gonna throw it on the new president. Oh, Donald Trump is rebrewing this. Yeah, so y'all, donate to the pardon and all this stuff here, and we just giving them, giving them money for something that's not gonna happen. Something that really don't exist, really. It's just they playing mind games with you, to keep your hopes up and keep up confusion. That's what the Mabdekians does. Keep up confusion because they don't want the Anunnakis and their children on this planet. So the only way to get rid of them is cause confusion amongst them. And that's why police has just been killing blacks like it ain't nothing. Because the Meldekian has total control of this planet. They have total control of it. The Anunnakis are only here to guide. We only here to guide the people back to where we supposed to be, so we can go back to being Ectherians again. Not Egyptians, not Sumerians, not Christians, not Muslims, none of that. This is all man-made stuff as lessons went along for people, you know what I'm saying, and they grabbed it. Because Tammuz, you got Tammuz, he created a lot of this doctrine. He created a lot of doctrine for the people to water it down to give them something to have a hope, some type of, because people ask questions, man, what is the purpose of life? You know what I'm saying? What is the purpose of life? And then the best concept that a lot of people have is from the Christianity concept, like a heaven and hell. You're supposed to be good, you're supposed to be bad, or, this is what's going to happen from the consequences or your actions, your thoughts, and stuff like that. So people automatically thinking when you die, some type of judgment is waiting. Some type of judgment, then you got the conscious community like, oh, there is no judgment. Energy doesn't die, but energy does disperse and go into a different form. And we know that the mind controls the brain. The mind is controlled by the mental reservoir. You know what I'm saying? What humans think, no one is thinking of nothing new. All of us are using the same power from the same mental reservoir. That's why when you have an idea or you come up with something that you haven't patented, then like a year later, sometime later, somebody else came up with it and you're like, man, I thought about that. You're not the only one thought about that. There was numerous of people thought about that. When it popped up in your mind, it popped up in somebody else's mind. It's about who put it out there to put their name on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, like in slavery time, when all the slaves was coming up with inventions and stuff, it was their invention, it was their ideal of this stuff because the ancestors was giving them this. But who name on these inventions? Who getting credit for these inventions? They didn't come up with it, but they took somebody else's ideas and then they remodeled they remodified it, and then that's just the way it go, bro. You got to place your name on something for people to think that you are the creator of that what you place your name on. That's all that is, which is a contract in business, what we deal with on this physical plane. But on this physical plane, there's a lot of conniving going on. There's a lot of spiritual conniving going on because a lot of people weak spiritually, and then a lot of people just don't know. They trying to find, they still searching, trying to find their way. So, and trying to find your way is easily to be manipulated because you don't know. You're just trying to do the best you can in life. However your parents raised you, whatever religion or belief they were raised in, that's more clean to your soul. That's more closer to your soul than, until you break from that and then start getting into something else and your soul cling on to that. So if you were raised as a Christian, your principles, until you break that change off you, that bond of energy off you, it's going to be, I got to do good because I want to go to heaven. I got to do good karma. I got to do good because I want good to come back to me and stuff like that. But when you go actually into the facts of what humans was created for, then we know that humans was only created to be a menilu, which is primitive workers, or what they label today as slaves, but not slave as like the slave that so-called black people went through. They was an engineered beast, a mammal. That's it. They engineered some mammals, because that's all humans are. Mammals and reptile mixed. We evolved from the water. And I don't need no books to tell me that or none of that. We can look at, if you got kids, you can look at that. You can look at when you got your wife pregnant or your old lady pregnant. From y'all coming together, having sex or making love or whatever they want to call it, and y'all exchange fluids. So from semen, you get a fetus. From the fetus, embryo, and it's study evolving until it come out as what they call a baby. That baby go into evolving still. From childhood to adulthood, it's study evolving. So the evolution process is not something that the Darwin came up with. Darwin got the evolution process from us, but he used it in a form where he didn't know all of what he was talking about, trying to explain it. So people are like, well, we ain't come from monkeys, we ain't this and that. Okay, that can be explained too, because the DNA can be broken down from mammals to reptiles, from so-called humans, or Homo sapiens, scientific terms of what they use for mammals. Humans just mammals, reptiles and mammal mixed. That's it.
Yeah. Another thing too that I'm thinking, go back to the master teacher, to the lawyers and everything. I kind of scope sort of could say, right, especially the older Nuwapians that was real, that had walked with the master teacher and talked to him and everything. They wanted him, to get out of there so bad, and that, certain powers come along and play on this. And they like how should I say this? They literally, they don't want to be Christians. They got out of the Muslim, the Islam thing. They don't want to be Hebrews. So they literally replace Jesus Christ and Allah and Yah with the master teacher. It's like they waiting on the second coming of the master teacher, and they know that these people is going to be so loyal that they can be deceived easily. And they take them in, and like, all you have to do is just be loyal. And now faith comes in. I actually had a Nuwabian tell me that that I lost faith. And I was like, what? I'm like, wait a minute. The master teacher, he tried to get us away from the faith. Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
And so the dude, he actually knew how he was sounding. So the conversation just didn't go no further. We was on the bus. I just waited till my stop came and I got off, and I said, "Why do?" That was it. I I seen the brother a couple times after that, but we don't talk about it. But they literally replaced the master teacher with, or should I say, replaced Jesus Christ with the master teacher. And it's sad, man. It's like I'm just sitting there looking at this.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
you're right about that. They capitalized off that. You're right. They capitalized the same way they capitalized with Jesus on
uh-huh.
the people. You're doing the same thing with Dr. Malachi York. They making dolls of this man. They're making books saying this man wrote it. So all the loyal followers of Dr. Malachi York, they're gonna support what other people say about Dr. Malachi York doing something. When they come up with a doll of Dr. Malachi York, they're gonna buy the doll. It's gonna sell. Who's getting the money for the doll? Who made the doll? Who came up with it? Dr. Malachi York ain't make the doll of himself. So the question should be, who created this doll of Dr. Malachi York and getting the finance for it? And what is they doing with the finance? Okay, and then another question is, off the Patara and actual facts scroll, because they selling, you got new people buying these stuff, because you got people like myself, you got brother like Mookie, you got brother like Jermaine McKenzie, you got Fatima McKenzie, which her name now is Fatima Mahdi. You got people like us who constantly pushing out, you know what I'm saying, affirmation and information of love. We need to come together, you know what I'm saying, and it's a lot of other stuff that we need to do and try to get away from a lot of stuff that's separating us. My job is I got to keep what Marduk had alive and take it a little farther. But first, I got to go through all the ridicule of my character saying that I am in love and challenging me of how this is made, how they with that, how they with that. They question me endlessly. And I sit right there and try to answer all their questions. I don't run, I don't do nothing. But when it's time for them to answer my question, they don't want to answer. They don't want to answer my question. And I just ask like simple questions to get down straight to the facts and cut out all that what you think you know. I'm just gonna cut straight through that so we ain't got to go through all that. And a simple question I ask, if the Nibiru and the Anunnaki or Nunaki is not the same thing, where was the Nibiru when the planet Earth or Tiamat was going through what it went through with Nibiru or Nibiru? Where were they at then? Because there weren't no humans. So where were these beings, if they're separate beings, where were they at when Nibiru was going through with the Meldekians and got the black sun from the west wing into the earth right now? Where was Nibiru? Now, what was Nibiru when Shemti, the project Shemti, was getting ready or going through the process of making human beings? That's how human beings were made. So Nibiru did not make human beings before the Anunnaki, according to their story, because these two different beings. So I'm showing them Shinti is the laboratory that created human, or what they call human today. And we know that the dolphin used to be on land. That's why the dolphin have the hole, the breathing hole inside of his, on top of his head. But the dolphin was once on land, then it went in the water. Like you had some species that was in water went on land. Now the dolphin carried the seed, which was a Meldekian like deity, carried the seed and brought the seed here, and that seed was planted, to grow a lot of other stuff. A lot of other stuff that was planted here for the water that was already in the water to make the process of human evolve and other species evolve. So he went to breaking down the science of the one cell, how the one cell split, diversified, and made other cells, daughter cells, algae, amoeba, and the proto Okay, they saying that if humans came from monkeys, then why is monkeys not evolving right now? Why is monkeys not evolving to humans? Okay, to answer that question with a question, if things evolve, why did a monkey did not evolve into a tiger? Why did not a tiger evolve into a lion? What separated these species genes to make them become a lion and make one become a monkey? Why didn't everything on the planet Earth just be one alike looking animal? What made them separate? What made the algae different from the amoeba? These are the questions that they have to ask to find out the truth about how humans came from monkeys, or you know what I'm saying, been upgraded. Because that's all. A monkey is a mammal. A woman is a mammal. She still breastfeeds. Man got breasts. We don't feed nothing with this. We just got it. But a woman use her breast. She use her breast to feed a child. A man got breasts and he don't do nothing with it. We call it chest, but we know it's breast. But we just a spin off from the woman. That's it.
Right.
So you're dealing with mammals, man. When you found out what they call Homo sapien, it's just a mammal. A reptile mixed mammal. Your skin get ashy. You see the wrinkle in the flakes drop off your skin daily. Can't see it. Some people see it. That go for black people too, not only white people. We scale up too. That's why we use lotion. We use lotion, what they call ashy. You want to cover that up because you don't want to see your real reptilian self. You don't want to see your reptilian skin. So you put lotion on it to make you look a little decent.
Yeah. Well, you know, it been over an hour, a little over an hour now. So anything else, anything you want to say or going on, just do your thing, close out, or whatever you want to do.
Well, I mean, we can basically close out, because I just wanted to address dealing with that one question that I had. Where was the Parnatiru when the Anunnaki or Anunnakis was going through all of that with Earth? Because there weren't no humans. But they saying that the humans was created by Nibiru. And then the Anunnakis came and got them and then just upgraded them. But he's saying that the pygmies people was here before the Anunnakis got here. And I say that's a lie because the Anunnakis are the one that created the so-called pygmy. They all had to evolve from the same germ that came from the laboratory Shemti. All of that evolved. Everything that you see as humans, it evolved from that laboratory, what they call Shemti.
Okay.
There were no humans.
Right.
And the Anunnakis, we know they one had that laboratory Shemti. Now, when you go into different culture teaching, they are called Nibiru. They're called Nibiru. Now, when you go into another culture teaching, they would be called Thunderbirds. When you go into an African culture teaching, they would be called Jinn winds. When you go into another culture teaching like Muslim, they would be called Allahumma or Allah. Other culture teaching Hebrew Israelite, they would be called Yahwehian. It's just different dialects, different cultures with the same beings. That's it. Unless you're talking about the different species besides the Anunnaki. Because there's two Anunnaki. The one that was sent originally from Nibiru, and the one that picked up on the mission from agreement and became Anunnaki. Because Anunnaki just want, those who add new sun to Earth. Those who add new sun to Earth. Okay? So add new sun, the Nuwabians to Earth. The Nuwabians picked up other beings and made a contract with them and created beings like the Greys, the Rumadians, to go scouting for them. And that's how they became Anunnaki, but not of the original family of the Nuwabians. So when they go to saying that beings eating people and stuff like that, they're talking about the other Anunnaki, the Meldekians.
Right.
The some of the Rumanians, the grades, because you got good ones and you got disagreeable ones. Just like you got us, who so-called black people. There's disagreeable and there's agreeable, and we have disagreeable and agreeable within us that we act on daily. But some just more disagreeable than some more agreeable than some. That's the nature of everything. Some more agreeable, some less agreeable.
Right.
And that's what's going on with us right now today. Because he made the book, Are There Black Devils? He made that book.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of those running around right now today, dressed up in Nuwabian, attire, and speaking the Nuwapian language or dialect, and all this other stuff, looking good, but they very disagreeable. Very disagreeable.
Yeah. So I know I probably lose a few friends off of Facebook. But if you know me, I'm very blunt with everything, so I really don't give a fuck. So facts is facts. But if you want to close this out, or if you want to go on, we can just do something else, another time. And I enjoyed having you on.
We definitely could do something another time. Cause I just wanted to come on here and relate to what me and you was talking about, what we talked about on this video. And another time we can even go in, deeper, where I can open up these books and stuff like that, or we can just go deeper into DNA. We can go into anatomy, astronomy. We can go into the problems of the world and what we need to do, because not all black people gonna come together. If they're waiting for all black people to come together, it's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to tell you, but it's never gonna happen. Why it's not gonna happen? Because you got different black people, bro. They're just like, okay, you could be a good dude, I could be a good dude, right? But you have to pay your bills, I gotta pay my bills. All right. Now, the situation that they have going on right now today is you got to look out for you and yours. Don't worry about the other black man over there, because he might rob you or kill you just for the little bit that you get and trying to take care of your family. So this the concept that a lot of people have when they see black people. They speak, whatever. But when it come down to helping them, supporting them with their business, you don't want to help that black man. You don't want to help that black woman, really. You'll walk right past that black stove and go right to the white stove or the Arab stove. I did it plenty of times before, too. So I know this real, and I've seen it done before. They'll look right at the black sister who's selling the clothes, who's selling the fresh fruit right there, and go right in the Arab stove. Won't even support the black man or the black woman.
Yeah.
But you're screaming black power. You're screaming all this stuff here, but you're really not supporting us. We're not supporting each other.
Arabs,
we'll
man.
Support our groups. If you're a Christian, the Christians support Christian. Muslims support Muslim. Catholics support Catholic. But other than that, they stand segregated in groups.
Yeah, I have to read.
And you can see that's going on now, and it's been going on for how long now? Different groups we got right now since we came out of slavery.
Mm-hmm.
They had groups. And then when you came out of slavery, you was a Christian. Everybody was Christian, because that's all you knew. Now, how did you become Muslim? How did you become a Nuwabian? How did you become a Catholic? How did you become? You got so many denominations now that you got to find out how did you become this in just a little amount of time. A little bit amount of time from so-called release from slavery to being a Hebrew Israelite.
Yeah.
When your foundation was a Christian. Then before slavery, you go, and before all that, you'll just see it just natural enough to be humble people, survive, do what we got to do, you know what I'm saying, and take care of our families and stuff. But the bloodline, once again, between me and Inky is running deep. And the spell was cast on me and Inky children. You go back and read the tablet, or you go back and read some of the old scrolls, Enlil had the 7 tablets. The 7 tablets were stolen by Enlil. It was stolen by Zuwin. Zuwin stole the 7 tablets for Inky. Then he ended up switching on Inky and cast the spell on his children as well. So now you got Enlil and Inky kids running around not really knowing who they are, claiming Egyptian, claiming Hebrew Israelite, claiming Christians, claiming Muslim, claiming whatever they want to be, but they lost. So Dr. Malachi York, or Murdo, came to sum it all up. I'm gonna give you the information, the affirmation. Now find out who you are, whether you my people or whether you any of people. We still want people, but we're not gonna be together as a group. But we will support each other once we get this energy down pat of who we are and what we need to do. Not everybody running around and think that because you're a Hebrew Israelite, you're better than a Christian, or you're a Nuwabian, you're better than a Hebrew Israelite. That's not how it's supposed to be. We all supposed to share information, respect each other's information, and try to help as best as you can without beating a person down. That's why I'm so happy that I went through all the schools. So when I run across a Christian, I don't got to beat them down saying, well, this is the story, Joseph and them put together, Hyso and all the rest. I don't got to beat them down with all that. I go right from where they at in the Bible, and then I go with the Bible and flow with them from the Bible and just show them little stuff to make them think. Like, how did, Shakespeare name get in the Bible? Psalms 46. How did that happen? That is no coincidence that somebody found that in there like that. Somebody had been taught some secrets about that Bible to know that Shakespeare hid his name in there. And it was found out. So that should be something on somebody's mind to be like, wow, how did that get in there like that? 46, and it come up to Shakespeare. How? That's what they really need to be, open-minded about now. Like, wow, I want to know more. Like, show me some more. Instead of debating with a person and trying to beat them down to be a Nuwabian or be a Hebrew Israelite or whatever you want them to be.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. At first, I learned to try to to build and try to put information out, and we go back and forth with information and be peaceful. But a lot of the people out there, they're going to test you and try to debate you. And I'm not going to lie, I'm down. I like a good debate. like I try to use it as a last resort now, but I like a good debate, man. I ain't going to lie. I have walked past Hebrew Israelites with this on my head and with this on my chest, and I just keep walking by them until they say something. but I know it might not be right. But especially Hebrews, man. Yeah, I walked up to a group of Hebrews one time. There's about 5 of them. It was more than that, but about 3 of them waited for me. The rest went on, and they seen me across the street, and I stood there looking around like I ain't see them, and I had my fez on, and they was looking. So I walked over and I was like, "Peace, brother, peace to the Hebrews," because I knew I knew what they was going to do. And next thing you know, we went in. We went in. People were standing all over the place. I recorded it too. And I just like a good, because debate, man, and to tell you the truth, aside from a sister, her name was Ifat Muhammad. She introduced me to the Nuwapian nation. And I thought she was going to be my girl. I'm still crazy about it, but she just came to wake me up. I had to realize that. But aside from that, the reason how I woke up to a lot of things, I found Brother Polite and Captain Tazariot debating. And that's what woke me up to a lot of things. I was like, well, wait a minute, this and that and the other. And so everybody learns, like I was telling somebody the other day, the way I see it, everybody learns different. Everybody wakes up to something different. Some is going to wake up to nice, peaceful talking, and some is going to wake up to a knockout, drag down debate. I woke up to watching them two debate, and until this day, if I never ran across that, I don't know, man. I still might be a Jehovah's Witness. I still might be waiting for the crack of Jesus to get back. but I tell people debating is not all bad. That's just the way I see it. I don't see debating as all bad. So, I know it's going to be some people once they, because, it's people peeping in and out. And there's Nuwapians peeping in and out. I've seen their names. So they going to wait and they going to put stuff in the comments. And I'd be like, okay, come on board and dispute the brother. Tell him what you want to tell him. Don't tell me. Tell him. He the one saying. but a lot of them pissed off. They pissed off at me anyway.
One thing about it, right? I love a debate too, because a debate shows where a person at intellectually how much they have studied. But when you go to a debate, you got to really come in to like say, okay, I'm gonna show this brother or this sister, and the same other individual coming in with the same mentality. So they bring in, some power, because they saying they want to, make this look good, and I know I got what it takes, what I study, and then the next person thinking the same thing.
Especially if the camera.
It's good to have a debate. It's good to have a debate, but when the debate is out of hand, where two people is not listening to each other, that's where it needs to be cut off.
Yeah.
Because no one listening. Everyone just trying to get their point across.
Right.
So it's not a debate no more. It became a conflict. And the conflict can actually lead to physical or verbal abuse.
It almost did.
And you don't want that.
This Hebrew almost was getting ready to hit me. A Hebrew was getting ready to hit me. This about 4 years ago. This Hebrew was getting ready to hit me. And you know what they did? They put up their signs and got into a circle and just left me out on the perimeter. They just made a circle, put all the signs up around them, and was like, man, we ain't even talking to them no more. And man, I was like, damn, that's on videotape too. Did they really try to bring it when they know a video on? Because they was videotaping me, and then they didn't know I was videotaping them, and somebody realized I had a camera right in front of them. They thought they was getting me, I was getting them. But yeah, man, so somebody's gonna want to dispute you. And my boy Talib, he never shows his face. So he might talk on the phone. And he would like to he said he would like to sit down and talk with you too. He's on the same vibe we are. But when I told him about when I showed him your text, because we boys, he cool. That you said you came from the you said you was a Nuwabian.
Yeah, a Nuwabian.
Yeah, a Nuwabian. He said, oh, he's saying he come from the planet Nibiru. And I said, oh, okay, damn, why didn't I realize that? And so he was like, well, I would like to ask him this, and I would like to ask him that about the ancient languages and so on and so forth. So, I mean, if you down with that, he might be on the phone.
I'm definitely down with that. That's why I said I'm happy that I went through all the schools that Dr. Malachi York had, and then I also traveled outside of that. So I'm well equipped to answer any question that anybody on this planet Earth may have.
Yeah.
Not saying that I know everything.
Yeah.
I don't know everything. Some of the simplest stuff I don't know. But when it comes to major stuff, that's where I'm like, I'm when it comes to like knowing what's more important, put it like that. That's why I go in at. And etymology, I'm good at etymology as well. That's what keep me afloat, because I deal with etymology. And then I had some Nuwapian brother. He was telling me, from the Egyptian stuff, and I don't study all the same stuff you study, bro. And saying, the Egyptian is the oldest and stuff like that, and this, that, and they got the what that is, the hieroglyphics and stuff. Then I showed them where Dr. Malachi York said that cuneiform and hieroglyphics are the same language or dialect. It just would change for a different purpose, and it was used in different times. That's it. But it's the same thing. And I was gonna say something before I said that. Oh yeah, the brother. So he would challenge me with this Egyptian stuff. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna break it down like this. I'm gonna give you my all, and this for anybody. And this on record right here. Everything that we have been taught by men. Everything on this planet Earth we have been taught by men. If you're dealing with dates, it's the man date. You're dealing with a dialect or language, it's from men. So you saying something that you wasn't there from the beginning to be the one to try to speak or bring into vibration of what you're trying to speak or make a definition for, then you got it from somebody else. So you can't actually say it's facts or not. The only thing that every human on this planet Earth can say is facts and truth beyond all truth on this planet Earth is that we evolve and that our personal experience is truth for every individual, because no one can tell you about your experience. You're going through that. That's an actual now, day by day, now living. So that's truth. That's every individual truth. And besides all your individual truth from your experience, evolution is the whole truth. Evolution is the whole truth, because I don't need no book to show me about evolution. I don't need no language to show me about evolution. All I need to do is see for myself evolution and the process of evolution from a man and a woman coming together, evolving. And then I can see the water itself, where you got stuff still evolving from the water, and the water still make up certain things that make life. So I don't need no books for that. I don't need nobody to tell me about no etymology. I don't need you to tell me about no scientists. I don't need you to tell me about no historian, no archaeologist, none of that. It's just plain basic information for anybody. All the hieroglyphic, all the cuneiform, all the stories, all of that do not talk that evolution and your experience is the best thing that you can know. Well, no, I'm talking about beyond a doubt, a shadow of a doubt. Now, we can doubt all the information that man has ever told us. Even if you research, you're going to research all the way back to a man. You're going to research all the way back to what another man said, what another man put dates on, or a woman. It's just all what man said.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't really argue with this person and saying they wrong or right unless you're dealing in the degrees of curriculums. Now, when you go to the degrees of curriculum, then I can say, well, according to what this man said, he said this date is older than that. This civilization came first. That's all you can say. But you can't say, well, I'm right. You can say this man said, that woman said. That's all you can say. And then you can try to show evidence of what you're trying to say, who's saying who is the oldest, what date is this, and all that. It's still from somebody else. You ain't do it yourself. So it's still from somebody else and what somebody else saying. So we all really dealing with opinion. The only facts and truth that we have is evolution and experience. That's it. That's it, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I enjoyed you. So I'm gonna get Talib and see what he wanna do. I'm gonna talk to Nupu, see what he's up to. And anybody else, wants to come on and build, and see what's happening. So
all right, for sure.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get ready to close out because Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays I'm on the plantation, and I'm working on getting out of there. I think I'm doing good. I knocked it down to 3 days because I'm doing other stuff. So I need all my freedom. I can't be working for nobody. But I'm gonna get ready to go, close up, and I enjoyed talking to you. You're gonna do something again, and I guess I say peace out.
All right, why do Zamal?
Why do Zamal? Right.
Why do?
Why do?